Good morning, students. I am now talking today on climatic zones and relative vegetations on the Earth's surface. Climate zones are certain areas with distinct climates which occur in the east-west direction around the Earth and can be classified using different climatic parameters and patterns. Generally, climate zones are basically bell-shaped and circular around the poles. There are certain types of climates on the Earth's surface which is absolutely determined by the various geographical elements and aspects which come into play. Climatologists use a number of parameters to determine and assess the climatic conditions which prevail across different places and locations on the Earth's surface. If you talk about climates, then the Earth's surface can be divided into a number of segments. The polar chill. Polar climates are very cold and dry throughout the year. The temperate regions are neither too cold in the daytime nor hot at all, but always offers salubrious, cool and warm climate and covers much of North America, Europe and northern parts of Asia. There are dry and arid zones. There are very damp, rainy and wet tropical regions. Then there is the tremendously salubrious mild Mediterranean region and the dangerously cold tundra region. Places with, now if I have to talk about tropical wet climate, places with a tropical wet climate are also known as rainforests. These equatorial regions have the most predictable weather on Earth, with warm temperatures and regular rainfall. Annual rainfall exceeds 150 centimeters and the temperature varies more during a day than it does over a year. The coolest temperature is between 20 degrees Celsius to 23 degrees Celsius and it occurs just before dawn, just before daybreak. Tropical wet climates exist in a band extending about 10 degree of latitude on either side of the equator. Means 10 degrees north of the equator, 10 degrees south of the equator, 10 degrees north of the equator in the northern hemisphere and 10 degrees south of the equator in the southern hemisphere, okay, will encompass this type of tropical wet climates. It moves north during summer in the northern hemisphere and south during the northern winter. Some tropical wet climates are wet throughout the year. Others experience more rainfall during the summer or winter, but they never have especially dry seasons. The US state of Hawaii, Kuala Lumpur in Malaysia, Bali in Indonesia, Belém in Brazil are certain examples of areas which generally experience tropical wet climates. Next, if I have to talk about tropical monsoon climates are mostly found in Southern Asia, Southeast Asia and West Africa. A monsoon is a wind system that reverses its direction every 6 months. Monsoons usually flow from the sea to the land in the summer and from land to sea in the winters. That is why in the winters, the coastal areas which are closer to the sea experience tremendous rainfall. But those areas may not experience more rainfall in the summers because in the summers, the monsoons usually flow from the sea to the interior lands, and that is why the places which are located in the internal parts of the country experience more rainfall. Summer monsoons bring large amounts of rainfall to tropical monsoon regions. People living in these regions depend on the seasonal rains to bring water to their crops. India, Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, Pakistan, etc. are very famous for their monsoon climatic patterns. So I would like to conclude my today's lecture by commenting that geography studies the determination of the global distribution of climates and its corresponding weather conditions and the relative flora and fauna distribution. Without the elements of geography, it would not be possible to understand and establish the relevant facts pertaining to the climatological differences occurring on the Earth's surface at the same time across different locations. Thank you.